Meet Joe, a city dweller with a knack for getting lost in his own neighborhood, who decided to swap the urban jungle for an actual one. His chosen destination? Gourdville, a tiny, remote village where the Wi-Fi signal was as mythical as unicorns and where the most sophisticated technology was a hand-crank coffee grinder. Joe's first encounter with the villagers was a comical culture clash. Armed with his trusty phrasebook, Joe confidently greeted the village elder, only to find he had mistakenly praised her exceptional donkey instead of inquiring about her health. Her raised eyebrow and the villagers' stifled giggles hinted he might need to brush up on his pronunciation. The daily routines were a shock to Joe's system. Accustomed to alarm clocks, he was now woken by a rooster who clearly had no snooze button. His morning workout involved hauling water from the well, a task that also doubled as the village's comedy hour. Joe's attempts were met with helpful advice like, "Try not to drown in the bucket, Joe." Every activity in the village was an adventure. He learned to milk a cow but couldn't master the subtle art, leading to Betsy, the cow, giving him reproachful looks and delivering milk in fits and starts as if to say, "You're new at this, aren't you?" He tried his hand at weaving, but ended up entangling himself more than the fibers. Evening meals were a grand affair, where the entire village gathered and shared stories. Joe's contributions were met with curiosity and confusion. His tales of traffic jams and skyscrapers seemed more alien than the constellation stories the villagers shared. But amidst the laughter and language mix-ups, something beautiful happened. Joe began to understand the value of community and simplicity. He learned that immersing oneself in a different culture wasn't about perfect fluency or flawless integration, but about the willingness to learn, listen, and laugh at oneself. By the end of his stay, Joe had indeed become part of the village tapestry, a needle that might have had some difficulty threading but ended up adding a colorful yarn to their story. When it was finally time to leave, Joe bid goodbye with a heavy heart and an impressively improved phrasebook, knowing he'd take a piece of Gourdville with him forever. Moral of the story? Sometimes, the best travel souvenirs are the experiences that leave you a little humbler and a lot wiser.